Unit 7 Review Guide. For number 1, we have 5 times 2 and 3 6. First, let's do the area model. So I'm going to draw my box with a line down. So I'm going to have 2 and 3 6 times 5. So 2 times 5 is 10. Then, when we multiply fractions, we can put our 5 over 1. So 5 times 3 is 15. And 6 times 1 is 6. So you could have 6 and 15 sixths. We need to reduce our fraction, so 6 goes into 15 2 times, so 10 plus 2 plus 15 minus 12 is 3 over 6. So our answer is 12 and 3 sixths. Now, for our second one, we are going to use the improper fraction method. So, to find my improper fraction, I'm going to take my denominator and multiply it by the whole number. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1, my numerator, is 9. So I have 9 over 2 times. My next one is the denominator is 5 times my whole number 3 is 15. Add my numerator is 18. Nine times 18 is 162, and 2 times 5 is 10. So we know 10 goes into 160 16 times. And then I'm going to have 2 left over. Explain the strategy you used to solve problem 2. So problem 2, we did improper fractions. So the strategy I used was the improper fraction method. I changed both mixed numbers to fractions. Then multiplied through. I chose this strategy because I find it easier to multiply fractions that way than the area model when there's 2 mixed numbers. Number 4 says write a story problem that could be modeled by problem 1. So problem 1 was 5 times 2 and 3 6. So I have 5 times 2 and 3 6. My number story is going to be the doorway is 5 feet by 2 and 3 6 feet. What is the area of the doorway? And why I did area is because we can do length times width. Go see if there's one with Miss Crawford. Reed's class created a mural in the hallway. The space they used for the mural is shown. What is the area of the mural? So remember, area equals length times width. So we have length, width, or vice versa. You could use the area model. And so let's try that. So we're going to split it in half and then have our two spots. So I have 1 1/4 times 2 2/5. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 1/4 is 2/4. So now 2/5. So now we do 1 times 2/5 is 2/5. And then we have 1 times 4 is, or 1 times 2 is 2, 5 times 4 is 20. So then we'll have to turn it into some improper fractions. So we have 2 plus 2/5 plus 2/4 plus 2/20. So if I turn my fractions into the same denominator, I have to times this by 4. So I have 8/20 plus times this by 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So 8 plus 10 is 18 plus 2 is 20. So I have 2 plus 20/20, which is 3. So my answer is 3 meters squared. Your secret word is orange. So when Miss Gordon asks you what one of the secret words is, it's orange. ORANGE. Your secret word for the first page is orange. Solve problems 6 and 7 using common denominators. Show your work. Use multiplication to check. You must check your answer. So if I'm using common denominators, remember I ignore the denominator once I find it. So if I have 7 over 1, I need to multiply it by 6 to get my answer. So 7 times 6 is 42. 42/6 divided by 1/6, or 1/6. So I can cross those off. So then I have 42 divided by 1. So my answer is 42. Here's how we check it. We have 7 divided by 1/6. If I multiply, I have to do 7 times 6 over 1. 7 times 6 equals 42. So it checks out. Our next one. 1/5 divided by 3. So it's 3 over 1. I have to turn my 1 and 2 of 5. So I multiply by 5. So I have 1/5 divided by 15/5. Again, I ignore my denominators and I divide straight across. So I have 1 divided by 15. Now we check it. So I have 1/5 divided by 3 equals 1/5 times 1/3. 1 times 1 is 1. 5 times 3 is 15. These are the same answer. So using the Quadrilateral Hierarchy poster, it said list as many names for this figure. So the first one is a quadrilateral. Does this have 4 sides? Yes. So you should have quadrilateral written. Next, trapezoid, a quadrilateral with only one pair of parallel sides. Does this have a pair of parallel sides? Yes. Parallelogram. A quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel. Does this have opposite sides parallel? Yes. Can it be a rhombus? A parallelogram with all equal sides. Those are not all equal, so no. Is it a rectangle? A parallelogram with right angles? No. Is it a square? It doesn't have all the same sides equal or right angles. So it says, Alex is classifying this figure on the quadrilateral hierarchy. It has 4 sides, so it's a quadrilateral. We said the same thing. It has a pair of parallel sides, so it is a trapezoid. We said that too. Actually, it has 2 pairs of parallel sides, so it's actually a parallelogram. We also said that. Can Alex move the figure down to the rhombus category? So a rhombus, it says parallel side, a parallelogram with same sides. Equal sides. So no. We cannot move it. The sides aren't all the same. Can Alex move the figure down to the rectangle category? A rectangle has 4 right angles. Does this have any right angles? No. So no, because there are no right angles. This is the end of page 2. Your secret word for the end of page 2 is... Your secret word will be stamina. Justine has made 5 loaves of bread. If a serving of bread is 1/5 loaf, how many servings does Justine have? Our number model, we have 5 loaves. We are dividing it by 1/6. So our number of servings. So I'm going to show my work over here. I like the reciprocal method, so I'm going to flip the 1/6. So it's going to turn into 5 times 6. 5 times 6 is 30. So there are 30 servings of bread. The next one says, these numbers show how long Janine's friends spent on their homework on Monday night. So first thing I'm going to do is I see that there's fourths, so I'm going to split these all into fourths. So it's easier on myself. So I have a 3/4, a half hour, 1 3/4, 1 hour, a fourth of an hour, 2 1/2 hours, 1 1/4, 3/4, 1/4, 1 3/4, 3/4. Oh, it's getting a little. Mr. Board rate's too big. Another 3/4, and another 1/2. So it says, what's the difference between the longest amount of time and the shortest amount of time? And really, this is our 1/2. So our shortest amount of time we have is 1/4, and our longest time is 2 1/2. So we know that 1/2 is equal to 2/4 minus 1/4. So 2 minus 1 is 1, 4 stays, 2 minus 0 is 2. So the difference, and our keyword is difference, difference means to subtract, says how many students spent an hour or less. So we're looking over here. So 1 hour, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I don't know if I go back through again. So 1/4 of an hour, 1/2 of an hour, 1 hour, 1/4, 3/4, half an hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It says how much time do the students spend on their homework combined? So we're going to work off to the side to add them all together. So 1/4 plus 1/4 is 2/4. 1/2 plus 1/2 is 1. And then I have 3/4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 3 times 4 is 12. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then I have 1 again. Then I have 1 and 1/4 hour. So 1 1/4 plus 2 and 6/4 plus 2 plus 2 1/2. So let's add all of my whole numbers together. 1 plus 3, and I'm going to cross them off as we go in green. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. So far I have 12. And now let's add my fractions together. 6/4 plus 2 is 8/4, 9/4. So I have 9/4 plus, remember, 1/2 is 2/4. So I can add those fractions together. So then I'm over here, off to this side, I have 12 plus 11/4. How many times does 4 go into 11? It goes in 2 times. 4, 8. 11 minus 8 is 3. So you should have 14 and 3/4 hours. Your magic word for this page is kite. On cloudy days or windy days, we should fly kites. Keep pressing that button on accident. Kite. So then you were given this. Given the rules, fill out the columns. So our in is plus 6. So 6, 12, 18, 24. And then I have plus 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So what could my rule be? Write a rule to describe the relationships between the numbers. So I know 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, and 6 times 4 is 24. So our rule is going to be 6 times y. Write the numbers in the table as ordered pairs, then plot. So I have 0, 0, 6, 1, 12, 2, 18, 3, 24, 4. So now I can zoom in and plot those. So I start here 0, And then I have 6 and 1, so I'm going to go over 6, up 1, and then over 12, up 2, over 18, up 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 24 is going to be somewhere around here, and 6. So then we'll draw, oops, maybe not draw our line like that. I'm going to draw it in black. So then here's our line. Not perfect by any means. Then it says, use the graph in problem 12b models this situation. Alexis saves 1/6 of the money Sharon's babysitting to buy a pair of new sneakers. Use the graph to answer the question. If Alexis earns $12, how much money has she saved for sneakers? So, she's earned 12, so that's our Y. Or no, so she's earned 1/6. Alex saves 1/6, so we're going to have 12 times 1/6. So that's going to give us 2. So because 1/6 of 12 is 2. Because I would have 6 2s. So then it says if Alexis has earned $20, about how much money has she saved? So if I'm looking, she saved about $3.50. And you can check your answer if you want. So if I do 20 times 1/6, I'm going to have 20 over 6. 6 goes into it 3 times. And I'm going to have 2, 6 left over. So it's like more like $3.33. But if you look at our chart, it would be right around 3. Your last secret word of the day is going to be robot. Robot.